And he said, but you know what? And I said, yeah, I know what. You got more out of being the janitor than you got out of the 2 years as a student. After I gave a lecture one time, a young man walked up, his name was Josh, introduced himself. He said that all he ever cared about was Akido. From the time he was like 8 years old, he was really into Akido. And so he took all these classes he could possibly take in Akido, became really good at Akido. And then when he graduated in high school, he felt like he had really exhausted everything in the United States. He had to go to Japan. So he saves up some money, he gets on an airplane, he goes to Japan, gets off the plane in Tokyo and goes to all the dojos. Everybody told him the same thing. There's this guy in the north of Japan. He lives in a monastery. He's the teacher. He lives up on top of a mountain. He is the best Akido master in all of Japan. So Josh, got to give him credit. He had the initiative. He buys a train ticket. He goes all the way up to the north of Japan, shows up, knocks on the door. They tell him to go, you're crazy. Get the hell out of here. He's never going to. But he wouldn't quit, so he comes back every day. He keeps pounding on the door. Finally, they agree to let him go see the Akido master. The master sees him and says, listen, you're a piece of crap. I wouldn't, pee on you if you were on fire. But I'll tell you what, because you've shown so much initiative, I'll let you be a janitor here at the monastery. You can be a janitor. So Josh becomes the janitor and a waiter. And being a janitor, there was no plumbing in the place. So every one of the true students had a bucket in his room where he went to the bathroom. He used as his toilet. And it was Josh's job to go get all those buckets, empty them, clean the buckets, and replace them a couple of times a day. That was his job. And he also waited on tables. And he said the master just humiliated him any way he could when he was waiting on tables. He said he would trip him, he would make fun of him, and then one day he even pushed his head down into a big bowl of rice in order to make all the other students laugh. And then after about 6 months of this, one day he gets called in by the master, and the master says, hey, I'm impressed. You can get a room. You're not one of my students. And Josh says, so I spent the next 2 years studying with this guy, and I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, he truly is the greatest Akido master in the whole universe. And he said, but you know what? And I said, yeah, I know what. And he was stunned that I would interrupt him like that. So he looked at me with big eyes and I said, you got more out of being the janitor than you got out of the 2 years as a student. And he said, how did you know? I said, because I lived that too.